Hello, internet fans. It's your old pal Rottin Roger DeMarco here from 3bproductionco.com. And yeah, we're back doing another top 5 horror films. This week, my top 5 horror films from 1985. Let's get started. Coming in at number 5 is a movie that I really like that I don't hear a lot of people talk about, and that is Lamberto Bava's Demons. Man, oh man, this movie fucking rules. Here is your plot synopsis. A creepy dude in a half-metal mask is walking around the subway stations and walking around the city handing out tickets to a premiere of a horror film. All of these people show up in this theater to see this movie, and real life demon possession and demons start killing everyone. There's a little bit more to it than that, but I'll leave it to you to see it. This movie is absolutely disgusting. This has the jelly factor, as Evil would call it. Everything is dripping with goo. Everything has pus and hyper bright blood, big fingernails and big teeth and gnarly decapitations and all of this stuff. But again, this is that type of film where you have a group of people fighting off monsters or whatever in one location. The whole movie takes place in this theater. And there's even cocaine on a titty. Yeah. Take that information and run with it. This movie is fucking wild. You got people riding dirt bikes with samurai swords, cutting heads off demons. You have titty coke. The splatter facts alone on this movie, guys, wow. So if you haven't seen Demons, you better do that. And that's why it made it to my list. This is a staple, super fun. Demons is awesome. Moving on to my number 4 horror film from 1985. Stuart Gordon's ReAnimator. Holy shit. Another movie that kind of checks off that jelly factor, checks off the gratuitous nudity, gratuitous violence, over-the-top gore effects. All of these things are evident in this movie, plus you have Jeffrey Combs delivering some very dry comedy. This movie is disgusting, yes, but it is truly hilarious. There's so many things about this movie that are fun. A severed head eaten out a hoo-ha. It's a thing. Happens in this movie. That alone, if you have not seen ReAnimator, should be the, I'm gonna watch that. That's the check mark right there. Super fun, violent, gory. I love ReAnimator. This beast right here is one of the best movies ever made. Moving on to my number 3 horror film from 1985, Luca Berovici's The Ghoulies. I know, they're not the Critters, they're not the Gremlins, they're sort of a knockoff. They're a Charles Band knockoff of the little rubber monsters that were taking the world by storm in the mid-80s. But I love The Ghoulies. Your plot synopsis is a little muddy, but fun at the same time. This dude buys a mansion, him and his girlfriend move in, and then he starts to experiment with some witchcraft and some devilry, thus possessing him and then bringing the ghoulies from the underworld or whatever. Plus, you have Mariska Hargitay from Law & Order in this movie as sort of a slutty little punk chick. Boom, boom, these crimes are heinous or whatever. It's awesome seeing her in this, just doing something different than Olivia Benson. Awesome. This is a fun movie. Little rubber monsters killing people. Why not, right? So it made the list. If you haven't seen Ghoulies, all of them, you should do that because they're super rad. Moving on to my number 2 horror film from 1985, Tom Holland's Fright Night. This one almost made number 1 for me. I love this movie. I think that this movie is very close to being a perfect movie. You have Charlie Brewster, who is a horror movie fanatic. He's obsessed with vampires. He's obsessed with watching Fright Night every Friday night or whatever night it airs. Absent-minded high school kid. He's not paying attention to his girlfriend. He's not a very good friend to his buddy Evil, but he's obsessed with these horror films, and then he believes that his neighbor is a vampire. Well, of course, no one's gonna believe him because he's the horror nut. In this movie, it turns out to be true, and it's amazing. I love everything about this movie. Roddy McDowall kills it as Peter Vincent, the great vampire killer. So you have Prince Humperdinck running around as the lead vampire, causing trouble. Charlie Brewster trying to stop him. Then you have Marcy Darcy running around looking sexy, which is not a sentence that I ever planned to say in my life, but there she is. And then they even put fake boobs on her when she turns into a vampire, so she looks more voluptuous. But I like that red hair though. What's up, girl? Fright Night, top to bottom, super fun. You're gonna laugh. It's got some great gore gags. Amazing movie. So it made number 2 on my list. And number 1 for 1985. By now, you guys might know, if you've been around the channel, what type of movies we gravitate towards. And 1985 has one of the best movies ever made. Dan O'Bannon's Return of the Living Dead. What else can I say? I talk about this movie every time a camera's in my face. Return of the Living Dead is a game changer. It's so punk, it's so funny, it's so wild. If it wasn't for the nudity in that film, I could watch it around the clock. But again, you have awesome gore effects. You have a great cast. You have Clu Gallagher playing it straight. You have Miguel Nunez. You have Linnea Quigley. You have everybody in this movie, Tom Matthews, James Karen, all playing off of each other, all laughing, all having fun. They gel so well together, and that makes this movie so believable and so fun. And it feels like the fastest roller coaster ride in the world. It feels like the movie just gets started and it's over. That's how you know that they made a good movie. It feels like it's been on a half hour and then it's over. It's a fast ride, just like punk music. It's fast, it's hard, it's done. I don't know how else to explain how much I love this movie, but it had to make number 1. Of course, right? But that's my top 5 horror films from 1985. Let me know in the comments what films from 1985 you really like, and let me know if I missed some. But until then, let's get some light over here. Roger's taking off his clothes again.